In the autumn of 1957, long before America's highways were crowded with SUVs and crossovers, a low-slung Chevrolet wagon rolled quietly beneath the glowing neon lights of suburban diners and small-town gas stations. Its polished chrome reflected the optimism of post-war America, while its sweeping roofline looked more like a custom sports coupe than a family hauler. The car was called the Chevrolet Nomad, and despite being one of the most stylish wagons of its era, its story would slowly fade into the background of automotive history. Yet hidden beneath its elegant shape was a car that quietly changed how Americans viewed practicality, design, and status. And decades later, the Nomad still carries a legacy few wagons ever achieved. To understand why the 1957 Chevrolet Nomad mattered, it helps to remember the America that created it. The country was booming after World War II. New suburbs stretched farther beyond city limits every year. Families were growing rapidly, and the automobile had become more than transportation. Cars represented identity, success, and freedom. By the mid-1950s, nearly every major manufacturer was competing to capture the attention of America's expanding middle class. Station wagons were no longer simple utility vehicles used only by large families or commercial businesses. They were becoming symbols of modern suburban life. Chevrolet recognized this shift early. The company understood that buyers wanted practicality, but they no longer wanted to sacrifice style to get it. That realization would shape the birth of the Nomad. The original Nomad concept appeared in 1954 as a dramatic motorhome show car. Inspired partly by Chevrolet's Corvette styling, the design stunned audiences. Unlike traditional boxy wagons, the Nomad featured sleek proportions, sharply angled pillars, and ribbed roof trim that gave the car a sophisticated, almost futuristic appearance. Public reaction was so strong that Chevrolet made the rare decision to put the concept into production. By 1957, the Nomad had evolved into perhaps the most iconic version ever built. While technically based on Chevrolet's standard full-size platform, the Nomad stood apart visually from nearly every wagon on the road. The slanted B-pillars, wraparound glass, and distinctive chrome roof ribs created an unmistakable silhouette. Even parked beside other Chevrolet models, the Nomad looked more refined and upscale. Under the hood, buyers could choose from several engines, including Chevrolet's increasingly respected small-block V8. The famous 283 cubic-inch V8 helped transform the Nomad from a stylish family car into something unexpectedly spirited. In fuel-injected form, Chevrolet advertised the engine as producing 1 horsepower per cubic inch, a remarkable achievement for its time. For many drivers, the Nomad offered something unusual in the 1950s automotive market: practicality combined with genuine performance. On the road, the car felt substantial yet smooth. The long wheelbase delivered comfortable highway cruising, while power steering and automatic transmissions made daily driving easier for growing suburban families. Drivers appreciated the elevated visibility and spacious cargo area, but what truly separated the Nomad was emotional appeal. Owners were not simply buying a wagon. They were buying style, status, and a sense of optimism that reflected the spirit of 1950s America. But the Nomad's elegance also created challenges. Chevrolet positioned the car as a premium wagon, which meant higher prices and many competing models. By 1957, the Nomad cost significantly more than standard Chevrolet wagons, placing it in a difficult position within the market. Families seeking affordability often chose cheaper alternatives, while wealthier buyers increasingly turned toward Bic, Oldsmobile, or Chrysler product for luxury. The car's complex trim and unique bodywork also made production more expensive. Unlike ordinary wagons that shared more parts with sedans, the Nomad required specialized components that increased manufacturing costs. Chevrolet sold the Nomad in respectable numbers, but not enough to justify its expensive individuality forever. There was also the issue of changing consumer tastes. During the late 1950s, American cars became larger, heavier, and more elaborate. Styling trends shifted rapidly every year, and manufacturers faced constant pressure to redesign their vehicles. The Nomad remained admired, but its uniqueness gradually became harder to sustain in a fiercely competitive industry focused increasingly on volume and profitability. Still, for the families who owned them, the Nomad became woven into everyday American life. Children sat in the rear cargo area during long summer road trips while parents cruised along newly expanding interstate highways. The car carried groceries, luggage, camping equipment, and little league gear through the growing suburbs of post-war America. In many ways, the Nomad became a quiet witness to the transformation of the American family experience during the 1950s. Unlike exotic sports cars or limited production luxury models, the Nomad earned its reputation through familiarity. It appeared in driveways, shopping centers, and school parking lots. Owners remember the sound of the V8 early in the morning, the smell of vinyl interiors warming in the summer sun, and the polished chrome gleaming under service station lights. These memories helped the Nomad survive emotionally long after many examples disappeared physically. One of the car's defining moments came through America's growing fascination with custom car culture. The Nomad quickly became popular among hot rodders and custom builders because of its unique roofline and sporty proportions. Unlike many wagons of the era, the Nomad possessed an image that could be both practical and rebellious. Enthusiasts lowered them, modified their engines, and transformed them into personalized cruisers that appeared at car shows across the country. This dual identity helped preserve the Nomad's reputation long after production declined. While many station wagons were eventually scrapped and forgotten, the Nomad retained a devoted following among collectors who recognized its unusual blend of utility and beauty. Yet the forces that ended the Nomad's original era were impossible to stop. By the early 1960s, the American automotive market was changing rapidly. Compact cars gained popularity, consumer priorities shifted, and rising production costs forced manufacturers to simplify lineups. Chevrolet eventually dropped the Nomad name from its premium position, and the model slowly lost a distinctive personality that once defined it. Russ claimed countless examples during harsh northern winters. Wagons, often used heavily by families, rarely survived decades of daily use. Many were simply worn out, traded in, or discarded as newer vehicles arrived. By the 1970s and 1980s, surviving 1957 Nomads had become increasingly rare sights on American roads. But something remarkable happened as the decades passed. Collectors and enthusiasts began looking back at the Nomad with renewed appreciation. What was once seen as simply an old station wagon became recognized as one of the most beautifully styled American family cars ever built. The craftsmanship, chrome detailing, and distinctive design represented an era when even practical vehicles were created with flair and personality. Today, the 1957 Chevrolet Nomad stands as more than a collectible classic. It represents a moment when the American automobile industry believed practicality did not need to be ordinary. It reflects a time when families traveled slowly enough to remember the journey itself, when chrome and tail fins symbolized optimism, and when the family wagon could still possess genuine character. For many enthusiasts, the Nomad is not simply about horsepower figures auction prices. It is about memory. It is about the sound of gravel beneath white-wall tires, the glow of dashboard lights on a quiet evening drive, and the feeling of an America that seemed endlessly confident about the future. And perhaps that is the Nomad's hidden legacy after all. Not just as a station wagon, but as a reminder of a fading era when cars were built with emotion as much as engineering. If you enjoy stories like this about the automobiles that shaped everyday life and automotive history, consider subscribing and joining us again for another journey into the machines that people once loved, relied upon, and never truly forgot.